Hello everyone, I am Jai Kirubalan from BCSXM and today my system programming seminar topic is on loaders and its types. So let us go into this slide. So now let us know what is loaders. A loader is a system software program that performs the loading function. It brings the object program into a memory and starts its execution. A loading is a process of placing the program into a memory for the execution, and loader is responsible for initiating the execution of the process, and it places the libraries and program into the main memory in the order to prepare them for the execution. So now let us see the fundamental process of loaders, which is nothing but ALRL. So A is allocation. So let us see what is allocation. So allocation, which allocates the space in a memory where the object to program could be loaded for the execution, and it allocates the space for the program in a memory by calculating the size of a program. This activity is called as allocation. In absolute loader, the allocation is done by the programmer, and hence it is a duty of a programmer to ensure that the program do not get overlap. And in reallocatable loader allocation, it is done by the loader, and the assembler must supply the loader the size of the program. Now we'll see the linking. Linking is nothing but linking two or more object code and provides the information needed to allow or reference between them both. And it resolves the symbolic references like code or data between the object modules by assigning all the users subroutines and library subroutine addresses, and this activity is called as linking. In absolute loader linking, it is done by the programmer, as a programmer is aware of about the root runtime addresses of the symbols. And in reallocatable loader, linking is done by the loader, and hence the assembler must supply to the loaders, and the location of the loading is to be done by the loader. Now coming to reallocation. It modifies the object program by changing the certain instructions so that it can be loaded at different address from location originally which is specified where it is originally located. And there are some addresses dependent location in the program. Such address constraints must be adjusted according to the allocated space. Such activity is done by the loader, and it is called as reallocation. In absolute loader reallocation, it is done by the assembler, as the assembler is aware of starting the address of a program. Whereas in the reallocatable loader, reallocation is done by the loaders, and hence the assembler must supply to the loader and the location which reallocation is to be done. Loading. Now, it brings the object program into a memory for execution, and finally it places all the machine instructions and data of corresponding programs and subroutine into the memory. And this program now becomes ready for the execution, and this activity is finally called as loading. And in both the loaders, absolute or reallocatable, loading is done by the loaders, and hence the assembler must supply the loaders the object program. Before that, in allocation and reallocation, both the absolute and reallocatable loaders, both the programmer and the loader was differently loading the execution, whereas here in the loading, both the loaders, the absolute and reallocatable loaders, the assembler must take care of the object program. Now coming to the role of loaders. What is the role of loaders? Here, the source program which is transferred to the translator, and then it goes to the object program, and then comes the loader. Here is what the loaders place the game, and loader which loads the object program which is ready for the execution. when it comes as the source program, it translates to the object program, and then the loader loads to the main memory for the execution. So this is the role of the loader in the program. So translator, it might be a compiler or the assembler, which translate the source program into and the object program with the help of loaders. Now coming to the types of loaders. There are different types of loaders. First one is compile and go loader. In compile and go loader, it is a link editor or a program loader in which the assembler itself places the assembled instruction directly into a designated memory location for the execution. The instructions are read line by line, and its machine code is obtained and it is directly put into a main memory at the some known address. After completing of assembly process, it assigns the starting address of the program to the location counter. So this is the work of compile and go loader. Second one is absolute loader, which is also called as bootstrap loader. Absolute loaders are simple to implement, and a bootstrap loader, which is nothing but absolute loader, it is a program that resides in a computer where in electronic ROM and programmable read-only memory or any another non-volatile memory, and a bootstrap loader which in turn loads the operating system and prepares it for the execution. The first record or record is generally referred to the bootstrap loaders, makes the operating system to be loaded, such as a loader is added to a beginning of all the object programs that are to be loaded into an empty or in an idle system. So before, whenever we open the system, sometimes it automatically loads or it automatically boots. That is known as the bootstrap or the absolute loader. Now coming to the reallocating loader, which is also called as relative loader, to avoid the possible reassembling of all the subroutine when a single subroutine is changed, and to perform the task of allocation and linking for the programmer, the reallocating loaders is introduced. Binary symbolic subroutines, which is BSS loaders, such as used in the IBM 7094, IBM 1130, GE335. The BSS loader allows many procedure segments, but only one data, which is common for the segments. So this is called as relative loader. Direct linking loader. In direct linking loader, the name itself which indicates the direct location, that is reallocatable loader, and it's perhaps the most popular loader presently which is used and which is in trend. And it has its own advantages, that is it allows the programmer multiple procedure segments and multiple data segments. The complete freedom is referencing the data or instructions contained in other segments, provide flexible in inter-segments referencing. Thank you. So now this is all about the loader and its types. So we saw what is loader, what are the fundamentals of loader, ALRL, allocation, reallocation, linking and loading, and we saw the types of loader. This is all about the loaders and its types. Thank you.